Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the Romancing the Stones School's Out Forever weekly league match. My name is Michael O'Malley. Currently playing this league, but I'm also commentating this week. And my co-host tonight is Hayden, who's also Austin local, and he's also playing in this league this time around. Yeah.
Looking forward to this match. Looks like they've already resolved mulligans.
Yep. So they're probably about to start. I do this every time. I did not note who's going first, but I'm sure it'll be apparent momentarily.
Yeah. Couldn't tell if Raja had 7 cards, how he laid out. Looks like he's starting off with a swamp and a pass.
All right. So yeah, basically the two decks. Raja is playing what appears to be a Worldgorger Dragon Animate Dead combo deck with various little like bells and whistles, including Woo Spy, which is a card that I didn't really know. I maybe had heard of it, but didn't know exactly what it did. And it seems like it's the perfect card for the deck. Definitely super interesting there. And then Travis is playing a Opposition Elves list that seems to be, well, it's blue and green, obviously. Yeah, pretty sweet. It seems like it's going to make a bunch of elves, maybe tutor up some silver bullets with Survival of the Fittest. Use opposition to lock down the board, or kill with like giant Elvis champions or squirrels from Deranged Hermits. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting match. Looks like Travis is sort of playing the Legacy Elves cards that we all know and love. Until he played that card. That's not a Legacy Elves card. Although it would be if it was legal, I think. Seems like pretty much almost exactly the thing they would want. Well, I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but Survival is legal in Legacy. I think it would be in a lot of different things.
Absolutely. It looks like a pretty explosive start from Travis as well.
Yep.
So I feel like in this first game, he has he needs to be applying pressure because he doesn't have a lot of ways to protect against the combo, and he has so far a lot of the right cards to apply the pressure early and get an opposition on board, hopefully. So, pretty good start.
We've got a Limdul's Vault being resolved by Raja. Another card that I've definitely even had it play. I've never used it myself, but I've had it played against me. I cannot remember exactly how it works, but I think he gets to like look at some cards and decide how they go back on the deck, and then he can repeat the process and pay a life, and can basically just stop whenever, like just repeat it whenever, and definitely a feature of many a blue combo deck I've seen. Makes sense that you would do this.
Yeah. So he takes 1 damage for every 5 cards that he gets deeper into the library. And he can hypothetically order them however he wants if he wants to reorder his whole deck, but looks like he's probably looking for some combo pieces here, maybe an intuition or something, or maybe an animate dead. He's gotten kind of deep.
I mean, he's got a lot of life to spend. I think he's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming he can, maybe he just needs that one piece, and then he goes off. Because is this the end step? Because Limdul's Vault's an instant, right?
I believe so. I can pull it up really quick.
Yeah, it's an instant.
Yeah, so he's in the end step. Maybe he can go for it next turn. He does have to be a little careful because Travis is able to really multiply damage pretty quickly. He has some combat shenanigans he can pull, so I don't know how much lower he's really going to want to go.
It's true. And yeah, if Travis gets to untap, he's got a boatload of mana available. Cradle definitely very powerful card. Looks like the Limduel's Vault is finished. You shuffle at the end? Yeah, you shuffle at the end. So he's going to put the top cards back on top.
Right.
So they're doing a cut. And then cards up back on top. Go to his actual turn. See what happens here. This is where I really wish we had like a hand cam so we could like see what the Limduel's Vault was, but
yeah, absolutely. I have a feeling we might see this turn.
Woo Spy.
Sweet. Looks like they're doing a bit of explaining.
Does he have fast mana? No.
No, I believe he has.
So yeah, I think Travis gets at least one more turn. Yeah. So he put the Limduel,
Yeah.
he put that card on top with the intention of casting Woo Spy. That's definitely what happened. And then an Animate Dead will set this all off.
Yeah.
So I think Travis, I think he has to, based on the list, I think he has to win right now.
Yeah.
Although, yeah. If he like could power out a Masticore and then kill the Woo Spy.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the only interaction right now.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit like a long shot right now because I don't think he has enough mana to get an opposition out and have enough untapped creatures to do anything with it. Maybe though. I mean, doesn't have any blue mana.
Finhorn. Okay, Finhorn Elves. Birchlore can make blue mana if he makes enough guys.
Yeah.
He still has a land drop, so if he like makes guys and then plays a Cradle, he's got a lot more mana. Depends on what's in his hand. So he's surviving right now, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I commentate one of these, I'm like, man, I gotta steal this list. I gotta try this. I gotta try this. This Worldgorger deck looks so sweet.
Yeah, it looks pretty powerful. Seems a little weak to post-board shenanigans.
Yeah.
But definitely a very strong deck.
Not a lot of like moving pieces either. Like it's pretty compact as middle school combos go. Although definitely a very weird combo. But it does give you that option to like just draw the game, like if you're about to lose, and you can like salvage a match that way, which is, I don't know, maybe some people have opinions about that. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but it is how it works. So if it was competitive, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, gentlemen's agreements are sort of antithetical to competition, but can be seen as such. I don't know.
Okay, so it looks like he just got in and passed the turn.
No land drop. Raja plays land. Travis has no land drop. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Looks like he's survivaling. I guess this is probably on Raj's end step.
Did Raja just play land and pass? Does it look like?
I don't know. Let me check their sound.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, it looks like that's what happened. Maybe he's going for information? I don't know. There's probably something here that I'm just completely missing because I am not the most observant Magic player.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he just doesn't have the second half of the combo in his hand.
That sounds like the most reasonable explanation. Champion.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it still on the stack?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Correct. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the idea.
Oh, I think I know why. I think he has necromancy, which you can play as an instant. Does that work? When you, let's see. If you cast any time a sorcery, couldn't have been cast controller. The next cleanups. Okay, yeah. So yeah, if Raja has necromancy, then it's an instant speed combo.
Couldn't he have done that during his end step in response to the survival? I haven't played the deck, so I don't know. Because now, like, even if he mills him out, he could still die to combat.
Right. All right. Looks like
Yeah, I was also wondering if maybe he was pausing with it on the stack because he had one of his cunning wishes in hand and was considering wishing for a counterspell or something like that.
Right. Well, maybe he had the intuition, so now he gets to, because I don't think he's dead to that combat, because that's just some 1/1s coming in.
Should about wrap us up, right?
I would imagine. So yeah, there's Animate Dead, and it'll probably be another couple copies of that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that that alteration. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's sick. I wonder what the third card will be.
The Animate Dead alteration is from him.
Nice. He kept us in the dark there. It's very suspenseful for that third card.
And he chose to let him keep Animate Dead.
Yes.
Well, wait.
Oh, he blocked with the Woo Spy.
I wish we could see the life totals because I don't know if he was forced into that, or seems like you want the Wu Spy on board.
Yeah, I wish I could see the life total.
Yeah, well, let's just assume that it was some heads up play from Travis to get him to block with the Wu Spy.
Yeah.
But yeah, looks like the game's back on with the Wu Spy in the graveyard. And it looks like he fetched during his end step, which was that just to thin?
Yeah, I don't know. It's good.
All right.
Have to guess. It's the only thing that sounds reasonable to me. All right, so he has Animate Dead. He has Worldgorger. And it looks like I think Raj just scooped up there, so he must have just he needed the Wu Spy.
Yeah.
Oh, he knew the top card, didn't he? Because no, he shuffled up for the intuition. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was needed to top deck another Wu Spy.
Yeah, if the life total was low enough, I wonder if he needed to do the very last Limb Duel's Vault like iteration that he did, or if that was just like, I don't know, because it seems like it's like a big time like heads up, just like knowing the life total exactly like what you need. Definitely, I don't have that skill, so kudos to Travis if that's what happened.
Yeah. Let's see if I'm gonna put a message in their little chat and see if we can get them to move the life total over slightly.
For sure.
All right, so let's talk post board now. Sorry for the delay. So Travis got a lot he can bring in. The obvious stuff is Tormod's Crypt, which he has 3 of. And then he also has 3 naturalizes, which are pretty powerful. I'm not seeing anything else that I think is really that important.
Yeah, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, Caller of the Claw doesn't apply if you get stuff Worldgorgered.
No, and yeah, I just don't see. It seems like everything else is kind of suboptimal. So I'd probably just be looking at. I mean, also that's already 6 cards, so who knows if he has that much room.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the ones I'd be looking at. But then Raja has basically a transformative sideboard.
Oh yeah, he turns into Pychatog. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so I mean, he could board in a lot of his, like almost the whole sideboard. I don't know, maybe let's keep Chain of Vapor in the side.
Yeah, although isn't that yeah, what is that? That's probably for like, I don't know, if you get like a lock piece cast against you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't see that coming up in this matchup. I mean, there's opposition.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he values that, but he also has Cunning Wish, so he.
Oh yeah.
Which I would probably, I don't know, is that get boarded out when he transforms the sideboard? Maybe.
Well, that's the weird thing about wish boards is like you can definitely make kind of weird decisions sometimes about what you put in, because like he could like I don't know. You could. I don't know.
It's pretty weird. It's like a transformative wish board, which
Yeah.
is
Pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, it rocks. I don't know what he's gonna do. I also don't know if he even needs to transform.
Yeah.
Combo seems pretty good here. Probably better than Pychatog.
Yeah, I think that's fair, because like Pychatog has to get through all of those elves, and that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, well, there's a Shadow Rift in the board, but I mean, seems like
Right.
he'll just keep the combo going. So, like, realistically, looks like I'm not sure. I don't know if any of this gets boarded in.
Like maybe he stays combo for this game and hopes to get it, and then maybe he'll see what some of Travis's anti-combo hate is, and then that affects the decision. But I think that Pychatog turning into Pychatog for this matchup, maybe it's not where you want to be.
Yeah. Well, and he's got Mesmeric Fiend in the board, which is pretty good at grabbing specifically Crypt, but pretty bad at grabbing Naturalize, because whenever you execute the combo, you're going to end up like blinking the Naturalize back into and out of their hand.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the combo actually play out, so I can't really work through the steps in my head to see if it would be in or out of his hand whenever Animate Dead would be resolved.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll see. I think that Raja will be on the play. Starts with a Polluted Delta, another sick altar.
Yeah, definitely some nice looking cards there.
Yeah.
All right.
Swamp, huh?
If he's casting something, I think the only thing it could be is Duress. Unless he ordered in the one of Cabal Therapy.
There's 2 therapy main as well.
Never mind. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting a Crypt out of there, but not 2. I'm guessing.
Pretty
that's the only
banger
thing
7.
Yeah.
God. The blind Cabal Therapy turn 1 would have been pretty heartbreaking there, but
Yeah.
the rest, this works out perfectly.
Take a Crypt. Seems good.
And Travis is going to play face up like a lad. All right.
Crypt and land, pass.
Yeah. Yavimaya Coast. And a second Duress.
Get that Naturalize out of there.
Yeah, this is looking pretty strong.
He just has to like Chain of Vapor the Crypt. If he can work that into his combo. I mean, obviously resources depending, but
I wonder if he boarded it in with the Cunning Wishes, or if he left it in the board.
Yeah. Is that Ambassador Laquatus? No.
Yeah, I believe so. Yep. So that's Ambassador Laquatus, which is part of the combo.
Right.
So I'm guessing that means that he has to get it in the yard somehow, but maybe he has a therapy to get it in the yard. But he can do it from the board as well, so I guess it's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like right now I like Travis's position because it feels like it's going to be kind of a pain to get this crypt off the board, and Travis is pretty good at applying quick pressure.
Yeah.
So he seems to be flooding though a little. Well,
all right, getting milled a little bit. Might as well, I guess, if that's your ultimate plan.
yeah. That did feel kind of like the old Legacy tick down Dark Depths at the end step move.
To just try to do it old school. Do it
Yeah.
to do it live.
So what is in Travis's hand? He's
got two or three cards. I can't quite see.
I believe it's 3.
There is, I think,
that's a Llanowar Elves.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Kind of just seems like maybe Raja just doesn't have much going on. Okay, here we go. Here's something. No. Yes.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh. No, we're going for it. No. Fair enough.
Thought better of it. All right.
Yeah, I'm curious what that was. That maybe an AK? Because it still is in step.
Yeah, I think it would have to be that or a predict.
Yeah.
Or a limb duel's. No, the way he's tapping it can't be a limb duel's fault. I don't think.
Well,
and looks like his. No, he has a yeah, he's a Swamp Island. Never mind.
Yeah, it could have been the vault. Could be intuition. Could be AK. Could be Cunning Wish. Who knows what? Maybe he's just got a handful of lands and he's like
just mind gaming
doing
it.
mind
Yeah,
tricks.
Nope. This looks. It's that Cunning Wish.
It's a little blurry. It's a wish.
Yeah. You know what's funny about the Tormod's Crypt and the Wish is that you can wish for the cards that Tormod's Crypt exiled in this format. Which, I mean, I guess if it gets your dragon, you can't wish for the dragon. But if it got something else, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that could come into play with like a, I don't know, something like a duress or an intuition, or he got a Chain of Vapor, which, you know, you might want to use that twice.
Yeah.
All right, so he's got shields down pretty much for Travis with the Chain of Vapor in his hand, but doesn't look like he has anything else to do. So we move on to Travis's turn. Okay. Travis is just going in for beats.
Swinging for the fences. So it's going to be
to me feels like.
I just forget the exact text of Elvis Champion.
Yeah. Got another land. Can't tell what it is.
All right. I think Yavimaya Coast. The one on top, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's
It's
Yavimaya
coast.
Coast. And then
Also can't tell what he played, but it looks like maybe a Llanowar elf. It's just a little blurry for me. But so I don't know if Travis actually has a naturalize, but it feels like he's like at least telegraphing a naturalize in hand.
yeah.
Because he's leaving a lot of mana that he could be if it you know, I guess it could just be lands, but oh well.
Chain of Vapor on the end step, looks like.
Yeah.
Limdual's Vault? Is that, yeah, that's a Limdual's Vault. Also on the end step. So I'm guessing this will allow him to find what he needs. Assuming he only needs one piece.
Yeah.
Then you can probably, I mean, he doesn't have a ton of life, but you still, even if he spent 8 life, he'd see a lot of cards.
Well, I mean, the ambassador got bounced because Travis paid for the Chain of Vapor.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not sure if he'll be able to go off this turn unless he has a
So
pretty
he's got,
perfect draw of like
yeah,
a Woo Spy where he gets to like put Worldgorger into the bin off the Woo Spy.
right. Or like some sort of self-therapy play.
Yeah, that would work, but
He's
yeah, I
tight
guess
on mana. He needs a land for that type of thing, I think. Unless, well, I don't know.
well, we need 2 mana for Animate Dead plus 1 for Therapy, and if he plus 2 for Woo Spy. So yeah.
So he'd need also a land for that, but I think just the perfect one with Woo Spy and World Gorger is what you're hoping for, but looks like he is finished doing that, so we'll see what happens here.
He had to have part of the combo in his hand to do the Chain of Vapor now.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Woo Spy.
There it is.
Worldgorger.
Are we gonna see it? I think we're gonna get to see it.
Oh, beauty.
Does Travis have the
Hell
naturalize?
yeah. No.
All right. It's a ball game. Well, not really.
Yeah. I
I
would have liked it if he had stacked the Worldgorger on top and just flipped it straight into the graveyard from the deck, but other than that, it was beautiful.
Right, yeah, definitely. That would have been the asserting your dominance move, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Perhaps
Well, cool.
not as I guess what's the word I'm thinking of, thrilling or impactful via webcam, but still, yeah, we as the fans would have liked that.
Yeah, exactly. So interesting. Raja sneaks back a game against a pretty serious amount of hate after he couldn't get the combo off when it was basically a shields down game 1. So guess that shows how good the deck is when you draw a bunch of discard.
Yeah, I think that's pretty true for a lot of decks that are built with it. Like I have gotten wrecked by discard in pretty much every single one of these middle school leagues that I played in. At least like 2 out of my matches each of the leagues. Like just the opponent was just overstacked with discard, and it's just like, well, there's no real good way to like draw a lot of cards efficiently in this format. So if your opener gets shredded, then it can be hard.
Yeah, the filtering is
Like
not
yeah,
great. You have impulse and factor fiction, but
opener is a
an
really big
intuition.
deal.
Yeah.
But
so Travis is on the play, which, I mean, it's going to mean that any Tormod's crypts are getting laid down immediately.
yeah.
I think what he tried to do in the last game is basically the game plan, which is get some amount of interaction and then try and tempo him out.
Yeah.
Raja is going to have a much harder time on the draw, but Naturalize is not going to be as strong as Tormod's crypt because, it has to sit in your hand until he goes off. So we'll see. So that gives him 3 in the deck to draw 2 of the Tormod's crypts.
I'm like foreseeing like a potential move that Raja can make depending on what he's done with this board, where he maybe like discards something in the beginning, although it's not going to be a Tormod's crypt, and he knows that there's a Naturalize, so he wishes for Force of Will on the turn before he goes off. But I don't know. I think that's probably that'd be funny to see, but I feel like that's not what you do.
Yeah,
I don't see him really boarding in Force of Will. I mean, maybe he does now. Like since he knows what the hate is, it's like if he forces the Tormod's crypt, then Travis has to have another one.
yeah.
I
don't know. I don't know. I play a lot of blue decks, so I'm pretty much, if I have Force of Will in the 75, I'm gonna keep them in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It seems really good on the draw because you can snag a Tormod's crypt that way, and then you have your Duresses and your Cabal therapies for Naturalize.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I would assume he probably at least keeps 1 in the board for a Cunning Wish target.
Right.
But he may be boarded in the other 3. Yeah, I mean, this match so far has been a real showcase on how awesome Wu Spy is.
Right.
Both in flavor and in power level for this specific deck. So, do we know? I wish I was paying attention. I was chatting, but was that Travis's first mulligan, or is he mulling to 5 right now?
I'm the worst commentator ever because I also do not know, and I was like in my own head, just vacantly watching it. I didn't count.
Yeah, I mean, we're going for like a vibes commentary tonight.
Yeah.
We're just trying to read the cards. You know?
Basically.
But we'll find it out when he lays the cards down on this next one. All right. So hopefully it's 6 because 5 would be pretty brutal, but
Yeah.
I do think that he can win on a hand of 5 if he has, a Tormod's crypt in it. And
definitely. All right. Oh, I think Raj is keeping track of it for us. The dice in the middle. This is.
Oh yeah.
So
there we go.
Keep 5, I think.
That's generous of him.
Okay, yeah. So he's keeping 5.
Sweet. Okay. Turn 1. Llanowar Elves.
That's what you
Classic.
want to do.
All right. So Raja drew. Okay, we're going island. No. Pluto Delta.
I'm guessing this swamp means discard spell.
Yeah. I wonder if it's a Duress or a Cabal therapy.
I mean, if it's a therapy, he would probably name Naturalize.
Yeah, for sure, right? It would be a really wild move to hold on to a Tormod
script, yeah.
All right, let's see. Cabal Therapy. I'm going to turn on his sound for a second and see what he names.
Go ahead.
All right, didn't get the name, but it was probably Naturalize. Winter Orb, that's wild. Was not expecting that to come in.
I mean, I think like Winter Orb in Elves, as long as you like resolve it at the right time, is probably good against almost anything, because you get to make all the mana. So if like you're ahead on it, sort of like you already have like a dork and you draw lands.
Yeah.
So we've got a morph creature. Probably Birchwell Rangers. I think that's the only morph creature, but
it is, yeah. Well, doesn't he have the Force Mage? Is that what it's called?
Oh.
Vigilante. You just revealed it.
Thank you.
Okay. I have to look what that card does too.
Yeah, so Nantuko Vigilante.
That is sweet. It's a naturalize on a body.
Nice. Well, that's pretty good here. All right, so morph cost is 2. So he's held it up. Yeah, so Travis is looking pretty good for a Mulda 5. Limb Duel's Vault. Okay.
Round 3.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we were looking at these lists before the match, and I don't know. It just seems like Travis has only a couple of very simple things he has to do in this matchup, and so far it looks like he's doing them. Like, I don't know, like you will get into like a hate card and hope it doesn't get discarded.
Yeah.
The vigilante is that is awesome. I saw that in the sideboard and I was like, I didn't read it earlier. I didn't look it up because it's in the image they gave. It doesn't show the text. It's just behind one of the other pictures, and that is so sick. I got to remember that card.
Yeah, it's pretty great here. I'm wondering how many cards Travis boarded in, because he boarded in the Crypts,
The naturalizes, and then
the Winter Orb, and the Vigilante. So that's, if he boarded in all of those, that's 10 cards. I don't know. Maybe he didn't board in all the Winter Orbs, but I guess he could have taken out the opposition package.
That's
Maybe
what I was
it's
just
too
thinking.
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense, because it seems like a fast game for Raja probably lets him go off on like turn 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Limb Duel's Vault's a fun card. It also gives us time to catch up on the commentary because they play at a pretty brisk pace otherwise.
Right.
So I think this is in his main phase. I'm having a hard time remembering, but I believe he untapped a land and then cast Limb Duel's Vault. So that would basically signal the end of the turn unless he has a land in hand.
Right.
Travis is representing 3 damage per turn right now. So he's like proper delvering, and this could be enough unless Raja's remaining cards in hand are pretty impactful.
Right. Well, I mean, the Winter Orb really, like that. Yeah, proper delvering is exactly right. Like,
yeah. So without a lot of mana and having to deal with the Nantuko Vigilante, this is looking like a pretty steep challenge. But, you know, these decks are somewhat resilient, these combo decks, so maybe there's something we're not seeing that will impact the board. I'm gonna go back through his list really quick.
I mean, it's like Chain of Vapor interacts with, but I mean, I think that's still just like I think he has to Chain of Vapor the Vigilante if he's ever going to go off. But it's going to be a long time before he can do that and combo because of the Winter Orb.
Yeah, well, he can also just have 2 animate deads, which is probably could be what he's digging for, or like if he could, you know, get the cards in the graveyard and then just run something out to force Travis to morph the Vigilante, that would at least put him like on track to executing the combo afterward. But that's going to be a big ask with this amount of pressure on the board and a Winter Orb.
Yeah, I mean, he could just went out of nowhere right here. Like, so he did the Limb Duel's Vault. How much did he? He didn't spend that much life, I don't think. It looks like he's just passing.
No, I think he did 3 looks at it, so he lost 2 life.
Okay. 2 more attack steps like this.
Yep.
Oh.
Damn. Yeah. I look like a fool saying that Winter Orb wasn't that good because Winter Orb seems great right now.
Yeah.
It turns out Travis is better at playing this deck than I am.
I think I've put Winter Orb in my like legacy sideboards a few times. Like I was like playing Delver, and I've maybe had it work properly for me once. And I know it's just because I'm bad, but like I don't know. Like when it works, it is so good. But
I think it's a deceptively hard card to play well. Yeah, so is the Tormod's Crypt still on the stack? Is that what's happening?
I would imagine.
Yeah, it looks like we might be... Well, what would 2 mana represent here?
No, intuition. Okay. All right. So it's intuition.
So Cunning Wish for a Force of Will, maybe? Or Intuition for Force of Will. Whichever one he has. This is rough. Pretty insane top deck of the Tormod script there.
Yeah, exactly the right time. Because I think if that thing resolves, it's probably just over.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's got 6 mana for the rest of the game. And so now he's down to 4.
So it is a wish.
Plus any lands he plays, but Chain. That's spicy.
All right, 2 mana.
Huh. All right. Hmm.
Three mana. So yeah, like if I think if Travis has like a champion, then it's over. Although he looks like he's got 1 card. But yeah, he can end the game right away if he's got Elvis Champion. Or no. No, that's still only 6 damage. Or wait a minute. No, it's only yeah, it's 6 damage. So the game is not over if he has that. So it's just a swing in. He's got all the mana he'll ever need.
Yeah, interesting that he kept back the priest.
And that is it Multani's Acolyte?
I'm having trouble reading that one as well.
I think it's Multani's Acolyte. Let's see.
All right, well, Chain of Vapor on the Tormod's Crypt on the instep. Wait, okay. There we go. All right.
Yeah, I just think that like
I think we're done, right?
Yeah, like the best he can do is play a land, woo spy, hit the Worldgorger into the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like.
But then the Vigilante just, there's no way around.
I guess maybe Raja doesn't know that, because there's also the Tribal Force Mage as a morph card, right? So maybe Raja doesn't know that.
I think
he's done.
He's done.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Winter Orb, sealing the deal.
Pretty good.
I still really like that Worldgorger deck. I think it's cool. Travis's deck is also really sweet. I think elves are always pretty solid in their respective formats.
Yeah,
you can definitely make them do something in even like modern. Although I have no idea what a modern elf deck looks like.
well,
Sure, people play it.
not as cool as Travis's, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, nothing is cooler than opposition.
No, agreed.
And I mean, who
Well,
needs Elvish Visionary? Well, Tony's Acolyte attacks for 2.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Do you think that we're gonna break to set up the next stream?
Yeah, I think
or-
we'll probably break.
We'll do that right now.
Which is good.
Tell everybody we'll be right back.
So yeah, guys, we are indeed going to take a short break while we get the next matchup. I'll take this opportunity to plug our Romancing the Stones website. That is stonesmtg.com. Check it out for information about our events, and also like upcoming events, and also some historical information, photos, etc., of our past events. And I think a lot of that information is in the channel description as well. So yeah, see you guys in a few minutes for the next round. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully the echo that people were reporting is now gone. We attempting to fix it. Yeah, we are back. We've got another exciting match for the middle school league. School's out forever. We've got Ben Revel. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Versus David Lance. So Ben is playing what appears to be a rack deck. Is that the rack?
It's Pox.
Pox
It's
rack.
like discard
Yeah,
deck,
sort of prison.
basically.
Yeah. He's probably gonna be doing a lot of, trying to force his opponent into top deck mode. Yeah, I see Pychatog, Mesmeric Fiend, Curse Scroll, and the rack seem like as likely win cons. Is there a Nether Spirit? I don't think I see one.
There are the Duresses, Bottomless Pits, Oppositions. Yeah, and then I guess he's also got the Drain Life, which
Oh, nice
little buffer against burn. Not sure if it's going to come in here. It's in the main board though, so it'll definitely be in game one.
So David is playing
Full English Breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is pretty similar to the list I played 2 tournaments ago.
I think I watched that final. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, Lorian just steamrolled me on goblins.
Yeah. I definitely watched that.
He has pretty like standard package of creatures that you see in these decks. So briefly to go over the combo for anyone watching that's not familiar, basically using Survival of the Fittest and Volrath Shapeshifter, which copies the top card of your graveyard. If it's a creature, you're able to do some shenanigans to either swing in with a Phage or create a ton of tokens using a Phyrexian Devourer and then turn it into a Triskelion to machine gun them out. It's a fun deck. His list is pretty standard. He's got the Wall of Blossoms, so it's a little bit more defensive. No Great Whale, so it's about a half turn slower, but looks like a strong list. So this should be a good match. The top decks pretty well, so if you are able to get a couple of turns worth of your starting hand out, so we'll see.
Definitely, I mean, just general comment on survival, it obviously gives a lot of flexibility as well. So you can react, have the ability to pull out silver bullets or just like slightly change what you're going to do based on what your opponent is doing or just the sort of cards that they've drawn from their deck, even if you already know what they're on.
Yeah, and being able to put a Genesis in the yard is going to really insulate him from some of the discard antics, and that he'll be able to buy back whatever creatures get discarded. So, we will see.
Pychatog could, of course, also just snipe his lands and end the game like that. Has no doubt happened to most people who are interested in this format. Everyone knows what that's like. I shouldn't assume, but I mean, it sucks. It sucks when it happens. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty honest deck for him to Torok, though. Like when you're playing discard deck, you should get to cast your hymns and feel good if you hit 2 lands and not like you're scumbagging it.
Right.
All right. Are we resolving a mulligan here? Well, so looks like mull to 6.
Yep.
Again, we don't know who's going first, do we?
Nope.
Well.
Oh well, now we do.
Yep.
Maybe someday I'll get that right, and I'll be watching for the die roll. But
pretty strong starts from both decks.
yeah.
All right, now we have Mesmeric Fiend, so gonna get to see what we're working with. Okay. He had the natty combo.
Oh damn. Phage. What is that? What's the blue
Then
card?
Volrath, Shapeshifter,
Yeah.
I believe. Then Therapy, Wall of Blossoms, couple lands. Well, that's why the deck has 2 combos in it.
Looks to me, I haven't tuned into the sound, like David is explaining how Full S Shapeshifter sort of works with a phage.
What do you name here?
I mean, I would feel like naming him to Troc, but that's just me. Like, 'cause I would assume that it's there, but like, I don't know.
I doubt he named Bottomless Pit.
Yeah.
Well, he's got information. And trying to remember the name of that rat. There's so many of these rats.
Ravenous rats. Wait.
It's the one that discards.
Yeah, it's Ravenous Rats. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what
Right.
that card was as well. And then I need to find out what Bottomless Pit it does, because
Stronghold Classic Bottomless Pit.
Yep. Sitting at about a cool $7 right now for a copy.
All right, so now he discard. Well, looks like I'm getting a little wag on that.
I appear to have lost David's stream as well.
I did as well.
It's showing on the Twitch stream though. I don't know what's going on with that, but well, it's showing right now because there's a delay. So let's see.
Oh.
Okay, he is gone. So
got a little refresh. Guess we'll find out what he discarded on the refresh. Well, now that we've seen how these play out, I'm a little curious to see if Survival's going to have enough gas before he gets into top deck mode to like get it together to assemble a combo. Bottomless Pit's going to be making that a bit of a pain for the rest of the game.
And there's actually quite a bit of pressure from Pox too, because I mean he's got the factory, he has the rack, and then he's got some little lackey type like henchman sort of little critters. Can also get in there. So I mean it's 4 damage a turn on the board, and then plus the rack, which will quickly amount to lethal, I believe.
Yeah, this is pretty powerful. I am not sure that Survival's going to be able to get past this, but I guess we'll find out shortly. In the meantime, have you played against any? Okay, cool. Sounds like we had a little connectivity issue briefly, and that they will be resolved shortly. In the meantime, Michael, have you played against any decks that you're seeing for the first time in this league?
So let's see. What did I play? First round, I played. Why can I not remember? I know I just played against Lorian, who is on sort of the.
Oh, you magically
Oath.
placed it
He was on a
now.
feature match. He's on like an Oath Rector build that was very sweet. Enlightened Tutor was in there. Some very interesting choices.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. Well, we will pick that up between matches.
Yeah, I'll try to remember what my other opponents were, but yeah, let's get right back into this.
Yeah. All right. So,
Well, David does have a squee in hand, which means he'll at least have a card each turn.
Yeah. What did he hit with his Mesmeric Fiend?
The card
we'll
in the
figure
graveyard?
it out. Shouldn't be in the graveyard, but
it's just
I
exiled
that,
like under Mesmeric. Mesmeric Fiend is like it just like exiles it until it goes away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Detains the card from the hand, sort of. Detention sphere, but for
exactly.
the hand. Like this Mesmeric Fiend mirror match. That's I'm not misreading. Yeah, no, they're both Mesmeric Fiends.
Yeah. Well, we're about to find out because he's about to sack the Mesmeric Fiend and give him back his card. So, looks like we're about to resolve survival with Squee in hand. We're living the dream.
And that should be able to operate through Bottomless Pit, right? Because you can stack the Bottomless Pit trigger with the Squeer. Because the trigger belongs to you, even though the pit doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I understand it. But also, I'm bad at magic, so I could be totally wrong on that. But if Robert doesn't jump in and correct us, let's just assume that's right.
Okay.
I'm also. Are we sure that he resolved the Bottomless Pit? It's in a weird place.
I guess it could be in his
I think
graveyard.
that's
Maybe that was a hit with the therapy.
yeah, but then
no, because he only cast one therapy, and that's been over there
yeah.
for a while.
I feel like we missed a couple minutes of this game or something.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll figure it out.
I have enough time. I have a hard enough time concentrating when I'm the one playing the match. So.
Interesting. All right, so we're doing beats. 11's pretty good life total to have the combo ready to go.
Is that just like a convenient number? Like it's easy to get 11 damage right out, like on low resources out of Devourer shenanigans, or am I missing something?
I just mean that he doesn't even have to force it next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so here we go. Squee. Oh, he's going for the attack. Yeah, we're done here. Well, yeah. Yeah, so here he'll discard the angel,
Make it
go get a
flying
shapeshifter.
and haste.
Yeah, then attack, and then
Discard.
prior to damage, discard the phage. Party's over.
And Vora shapeshifter. I remember when I was like a teenager. It's right around the time I think like Onslaught and Scourge had just come out. And I was I was like interested in Extended, but I had like no cash as like a 14-year-old or whatever. But I really wanted to build a Voash shapeshifter deck. So I even think I still have some of them in my Magic stuff, but they're little like word stuff I typed up in Microsoft Word that just has the card text on it that I then cut out because like
hell yeah,
like my mom wouldn't let me use the color printer because ink was so expensive.
Yeah, in that era, my deck of choice was a Tradewind Riders deck that
Nice.
had Wall of Tears and Bullwhip to like whip their creatures into attacking into the Wall of Tears, and then Wall of Blossoms just to slow things down until you get the Tradewind Riders on board.
Nice.
Why isn't he dead?
Oh, so he just
What?
hit. He just went in with the angel.
He's playing with his food. I don't get it. He has a phage in his hand. Whatever. I mean, more for us.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess this. Well, I guess we'll see what this last card is. Pox. That's a pretty good last card. I guess you discard the squee here. Well, do you? Yeah. Yeah.
You.
I'm gonna pull it up.
I don't think you do. I think the discard happens first. So I think you. Yeah, it's definitely annoying. Did he just like mess up by not doing it last turn?
Well,
I think he's still...
he can discard the phage and block with the shapeshifter if there's attacks. So I think he's probably still good, although being able to fly over the board. Well, I guess he's now got a bird on top, which kind of works in his favor
Yeah,
again.
I guess it does the same thing essentially because he doesn't need the haste now.
Yeah, does he have a Cabal Therapy in the graveyard? Because that would be really handy if he has to
like put a birds on the graveyard to start the attack, and then I see what you mean. Yeah, I just have like a ton of nostalgia for like cards from these eras. Like I don't know, so like it's like what was around when I was first playing.
Yeah, I love both these decks. I used to play mono black Dark Ritual into Hypnotic Spectre a lot, which
I'm sure that won you plenty of friends in the local player group.
Well, it was pretty casual, so like you're playing against like Channel Fireball Bolt decks and stuff. Yeah, I think we're done here because even if he can just do the other side of the combo.
Yeah. Discard. Seems good. What was that? I looked up that guy earlier.
That's the Cephalid Ink Shrouder. So
yeah, and unblockable. So it's sort of the same idea.
Yeah.
Shroud and unblockable. Give the shapeshifter that, and then go for Phage. Looks like Ben is out of cards in hand. I'm guessing. I think his deck wants to do that.
Yeah. And he got there. Well, that was an interesting game one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we missed something on board, which is why he didn't end the game a turn earlier. But either way, it ended up working out. So looking at the board, looking at Pox, he has 4 Phyrexian Furnaces.
Seems pretty solid.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Those are definitely coming in.
Maybe the disc. The discs.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe my concern with disc is that like you're playing against a deck that can get card advantage on you and like refuel pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
If they have survival and squee online. But I guess if you have the furnace, you can eat the squee. Don't love the edicts. Just because you're just going to get a bird. Yeah. So definitely the furnaces, maybe the discs. Everything else looks a little iffy. And then looking at David. I mean, maybe the naturalizes for the rack.
Yeah. I think that's maybe the only thing.
Yeah. I'm not even sure that that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
That does kind of water down your combo. And in the first round, like, it didn't seem to be that big of a deal. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like you got to board in something, otherwise it just feels weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it would be.
Maybe it's not necessary. I mean, maybe there's more important cards to take out, but
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe a spike feeder, like a singleton spike feeder, just to kind of give you like a little bit of long game if you need it,
yeah.
because you can recur it.
And if it's just one, then you can survival for it too, if you had to.
Yeah.
Spore Frog recursion could also be pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. In general, I think it's really good, especially against a deck that can't really remove it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think his main problem is going to be the Phyrexian Furnaces.
Yeah.
So definitely. Maybe the Duresses come in for that. Maybe the Naturalizes for that.
I mean, there's a lot of other targets for naturalized too out of Pox. Like I think it's maybe just like almost like a hard removal, like because there's a lot of enchantments, several artifacts. Like you can get the Bottomless Pit, you can get the racks, the Ensnaring Bridge, the Curse Scrolls if need be.
Yeah, the scrolls.
You could even kill the Mistress Factories with it. Like it's like super live, but you might still be right about the diluting the combo. Like I mean, you've played this type of deck before, so maybe I'll defer to your thoughts on that, but there's definitely a lot of targets in this matchup.
Yeah, my general rule of thumb is if I'm up a game, I kind of go white on boarding just so that I can keep the combo strong and see what they board in. And then, like, if I need to adjust on game 3, I do. But I don't know. Naturalized seems pretty logical to me. So we'll see. I think that, yeah, I think he's a bit favored in this matchup in general. So we'll see if the furnaces really can do enough heavy lifting. I don't think in boarding in and snaring bridge is smart because one half of the combo not only doesn't use the stack, but
also just make
doesn't use combat, but also is like at instant speed. So
and also shapeshifter by default is a 0 power creature, right?
it's 0/1 before it copies.
So you can like have a land in the graveyard, attack, and then put a creature in and do it that way too, or just use birds to give flying and unblockable and still be able to attack through your bridge. But I mean, he has an ensnaring bridge in the main, so I'm wondering if he took it out, or if he kept it in. Because
yeah, I would probably take it out, but I don't know. I don't play Pox, but it doesn't seem very good to me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Phage side of the combo is nearly as good as the Triskelion side.
Well, I mean, as always, being able to win without having to use the attack stuff is pretty great.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're looking at cards now. Do you think that if you're the Pox player, you're mulling to a Furnace? Guess not.
Yeah,
maybe he did.
Maybe he hit it, but looks like they both kept 7. Look at a snap keep, unless again,
yeah, that was
just not
spicy.
paying attention.
No, that was quick. And
we lost Ben this time.
Yeah,
this might.
What is he writing?
David trying to say something to us? Let's see.
Well, that's
waiting for him to come back.
Is he writing backwards?
He wrote please, and it's now. And he wrote it. It was now it's backwards.
Well, that was fun. Yeah, so redundant hand. Feels bad to discard someone's Cabal Therapy knowing that they're gonna be able to cast it again. But
I mean, that just shows like how absolutely insanely good discard and Cabal Therapy in particular are. That like sometimes you're fine with basically, 1 for a halving yourself, like just to like force into a blind name.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that he'll probably run out the Mesmeric Fiend first, right?
Yeah, and that seems pretty good.
And then like do the back half of it whenever he needs. But
yeah,
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I probably would have taken the
I think
combo piece. Are they back on?
Yeah, Ben
nice.
is back on, and it'll be showing up on stream in a second.
Cool.
Land.
All right.
So we've got Ben has played a swamp.
Yeah.
on his second turn.
He's looking at that hymn to Torak. Oh, he's unmasking.
Nice. Another super sweet card.
Yeah, getting rid of an edict. I believe that's what that was, which edict's not super strong here.
A lot of extra bodies that can just sort of lightning rod that.
Mm-hmm. And what's he going to take? Yeah, that's reasonable. And, oh, now we're at... So that's a naturalize in his hand, right?
Yep, naturalize, and then 2 lands left. So Pock's doing what it likes to do, leaving the opponent with not a lot else going on. Let's see how this plays out.
He's attacking with a rat. Passes the turn. Third land. Which cannot produce blue mana, so he couldn't even cast a Volrath Shapeshifter if he had it.
Oh, he has a birds.
Well, oh, did I mess up the CMC? Or whatever they call that now?
Wait, for Volrath Shapeshifter, isn't it 2 mana? Or
Yeah, it's 2 blue and 1 colorless.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, you're right.
And a monk realist. No, is that what that is?
Yes. Wait.
I can't tell. I feel like I need new glasses.
Yeah, it's monk realist.
Well, that's a body. Okay, so now we're just kind of biding our time.
Furnace.
Oh, that's the furnace.
Get rid of that therapy. Looks like he's reaching
Brutal. That's like one you wanted. For sure. Trade.
Trades.
Duress. Brick. Pretty good 2 cards to have in your hand.
Yeah, definitely. Still needs that second blue, though.
Yeah. Wait, what's he tapping for the bird for? What is going on?
Did he attack?
He attack with a bird?
That's some big brain stuff. I don't have enough wrinkles in my brain to understand that one.
No. I feel like we're getting trolled. All right, and now we're on to what we were discussing earlier, top deck mode.
Swinging in effect with the Phyrexian Furnace. It's probably a lot more effective than damage.
Wow, we're racing with this elf. This rocks. The rack would be a banger right here. Nope, it's just a land. Why is... Squee. Love to see it. Damn, Squee Beats is exactly what I was hoping for. 2 Phyrexian Furnaces is kind of psychotic. Is he just going to tempo him? Wow.
Pychatog seems, well,
terrible
he's
here.
pretty bad, yeah.
With no hand and basically no graveyard. It's pretty funny. I guess it's shaves a couple turns off the clock.
There's an edict. What's happening?
Why would you sack the Pychatog and not the Squee?
I don't know. I mean, either way, the Squee's getting eaten probably.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't.
Oh, right,
He
right.
just he
Sorry.
killed it.
For some reason, I don't know. I'm blind. I thought it was a diabolic
Well,
edict.
that's the card in hand. He just targeted himself and named that with the or named, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Now I understand why I said nonsense. Well, live totals are still really high, so this cursed scroll could really just clean up the whole board. I feel like you probably play out one of the cards before you activate the scroll here. Even if it's a discard spell, you just cast it for nothing just to make sure your scroll hits, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do you just go ahead and use the edict here?
No, I think he scrolled again. He's keeping.
No, I know. I just mean, like, would
get the
you
last
cast
guy.
it? Well, I mean, he's still got the bird, but he also, I guess the bird doesn't do anything now.
I think like he wants to keep like a probably wants to save that, and it's like if he draws a land, then he still has that for the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he maybe wants to play. I don't I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but
I guess like my logic there was that if he drew a spell, he couldn't cast it without oppression, making him discard the other cards so that he wouldn't have anything to scroll with.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, could you do it on the stack? Like, stack the trigger of the oppression and use curse scroll before you discard?
Yeah, you could probably do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, he didn't. Yeah, Pox is pretty good. Classic Birds of Paradise attack. Brutal. I think we might be done here.
Seems like at the very least the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
It might
I mean,
still
I guess
take
he
a
could.
while, but
It just feels like getting 2 naturalizes is pretty rough. He has an
Looks like growing to a game.
he
3.
has an yeah, and he does have an Uktabi orangutan, so that is another tool in this matchup that'll probably be handy. Well, that was pretty decisive.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely the type of game plan that Pox would want to execute. Definitely, I mean, you got the opening discard to take the real action, and then the opponent just doesn't really draw anything of it, like of anything really of any note. Like just kind of some random stuff, and you get to like control the right. Like I don't know. That's just like classic what Pox wants to do.
Yeah, I think this game will obviously be harder with Pox on the draw. I don't know. I think that obviously a duress hand is preferable to a Cabal Therapy hand in the blind because all of your problem cards are duressable. But yeah, it was really strong. I'm curious to see how it goes on the play, and not much boarding done on this full English breakfast side, which isn't surprising since you don't have that many flex cards.
Yeah, I think you just want to go in lean and just try to ram it down.
Yeah. And
so I remembered my matches when you asked earlier. Round 1, I played against a Rector build that did not contain Survival or Oath. And then round 2, I played against a black-white sort of Pox-ish like control prison deck that was also very cool. It was like got killed by like nether spirits and curse scrolls basically, but he had like vindicates and stuff like that, sorts of plowshares. Pretty
that sounds
sweet
pretty
deck.
awesome.
Yeah, it was very cool. Definitely gonna have to look at that list once we get the full league results in.
Yeah.
So I'm playing like a very sort of bog standard Wheaties build with survival, Rector, Enduring Renewal, Golem Bombardment, Shield Sphere, and then just sort of like the stuff like that. But I like Maiden Achroma against that black white Pox deck. But he had Contamination, so he didn't have white mana, but obviously Contamination lets you get out of your own Contamination, so that was I don't know, that was a pretty sweet game. Felt like it was pretty close, but I still ended up losing the match.
Yeah. That does sound like an interesting matchup. I also played against Lorian and his Survival Rector deck, and then I played on camera against Pychatog and just got crushed.
I commentated that match. But it was the Shadow Mages that got you. That was sweet.
I was a little rusty, and it's not a really great matchup. Like blue black is like the worst thing you could see, really. Only followed by like Esper, where it's like blue black with plows. But yeah, his deck was cool. It's interesting games. I just kind of dirtled and died. Okay, so we've got started. We've got Birds of Paradise, and we're resolving a duress now. We're seeing Phage, Survival. That's gone. Hypnox and a Mesmeric Fiend and a Cabal Therapy. Damn, he probably really wanted to resolve that Survival. I feel like, yeah, well, I would have probably played Mesmeric Fiend, but whatever. I don't know what his extra card is.
I'm always like just slightly late on the uptake to go turn on the sound.
He
Find out what the name was.
hits.
Oh, sick.
Legend.
Seems like
Sharpshooter.
I mean, that's probably the most dangerous card.
Yeah.
So I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, and it looks like he's got your favorite card coming up next turn.
Wait, which is that? Green Sun Zenith? No.
No,
Him to Trock. Finally.
Damn. Okay, so Unknown was a bird. And we've got 2 lands. They're swamps. Him to Torok. Rolling for keeps. Hypnox and oh, he got lucky. That's the one you'd want to keep for sure. So he's got a Mesmeric Fiend in hand. And an Unknown.
Mesmeric Fiend.
All right. And did he attack with the bird again?
I'm gonna have to try to watch for the attack step and turn on his sound and see exactly what he says, because he must be like he'd mana burn if he was like just floating mana. So I think he is attacking.
Yeah. I mean, I get it if you don't have cards in your hand. It's a huge flex when you've got a card in your hand to just tap out for walls. Interesting. So he's hellbent. Oh, he's flashing it back to get rid of Pox. That makes sense. All right. Got a Furnace in play.
Rats beats.
Yeah.
Exile a card.
There goes Hypnox. The dream of making the Pox player discard his hand is dead. Oh, let's go. Oof. Not great. Rack is imminent. And there goes Phage. No attacks into the elf. He taps the deck knowing that it's slipping away. Three. This is interesting.
I'm tuning into his sound to see if he attacks with the birds.
Nice. I appreciate the spying. I think he's got a Volrath Shapeshifter in hand, and he's thinking about how it's about to get killed with this Cursed Scroll. Oh, I'm a genius. Okay, so he passes the turn. He's got to get rid of that furnace.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if he grabs like a naturalize, then maybe he can claw his way back into this game.
Yeah, the furnace is, well, the scroll and the furnace are both bad news bears. I don't know.
He still probably has like plenty of time based on what Ben is representing. But yeah, I don't know. This looks like, again, classic sort of Pox play out where you just use these weird permanents to control the board or control your opponent's hand, really.
Yeah.
And then that sort of leads to board control too.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate situation where if he loses the birds, it's going to be hard for him to draw lands to play spells as well as spells that matter, because he needs them both and he's out of cards. So if I'm Ben, I'm probably not killing the shapeshifter yet.
Yeah, maybe you want to make him like try to get him to like commit a little bit and get more value.
Yeah. Well, with Phage already eaten, you know, like he can't cheese out a win from top decking a Phage. I'd probably just kill the birds, but I'm not sure what his plan is here. He's thinking about something. Does he have a Diabolic Edict in hand? Oh, he decided not to cast it.
That's probably what it is, because then he can, well, he won't have the mana, but he's probably holding that up.
Yeah.
Swing for 2.
Hell yes. We're getting there. Well, I guess he needed land, so that's okay. There goes that edict. Pox, brutal. This is kind of clever, right? What's the order? So, does he have to discard the rack now? No, he had another card.
Okay, it's him to track. What's the other card?
Yeah, not that good in the late game. Well, he's not casting that. Seems like he can pass. Oh, there is lands. Classic attack with the 0/1.
Seems to be a big fan of that type of little tricky trick.
Yeah. Oh, and there goes that. Brutal. Well, 5-turn clock. The rack. Yikes. 2-turn clock. No, you hold that. Okay. We're done.
Up. So looks like.
Yeah.
Pox
well,
takes it.
Pox pretty strong. Cool to see a new deck on stream. I believe that's the first time I've seen it on stream. Have you seen it in other matches?
No, I don't think so, unless you count the guy I played against earlier in this league who's on a black-white build. Yeah, pretty sweet. It's a classic archetype. Glad to see. Yeah, the diversity is just like, it's so good.
Yeah. Been a great league. They all have been, but loving to see more and more new decks come into the fold and perform well. Pox is 3-0 now, so that's pretty awesome.
Really sweet. It's really sweet. Yeah, man. Like I don't know what else to say. Like so far, I mean, the stream planners have chosen good matchups for us to watch, I believe. Definitely. Although to be fair, I'm pretty sure pretty much anything would be pretty solid. Although, well, I mean, I guess if they're putting the winning players, then they're going to be good players. So probably better to watch that than, like, for example, a match involving myself where, I'm just going to lose because I'm just really bad. But yeah.
Yeah, no, this has been a great tournament. Excited to see the next couple rounds.
Definitely, yeah. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the technical stuff, but yeah, we'll try to get a handle on that in the future. And watch our socials for updates. The next stream is planned to be next Thursday. So we'll have the details of that via Discord and the other channels or whatever. And again, we got our website. Check out the channel description for link to there. And it'd be great to see anybody out there who's thinking about it but hasn't come over to see us in an in-person event when we do eventually start doing those again, as we plan to do at some point, or hope to do at some point. Yeah. Thanks everybody. Thanks, Hayden.
Thank you. See you soon.